Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons, where a group of comedic fantasy writers get together and try to make it through a whole game of Pathfinder without accidentally dying. Let's see if we pull it off this week. As always, the odds do not look great.
Hi, I'm John Hartness, and I will be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, Bard Extraordinaire, which means I'm useless in combat and hopefully mildly amusing. In real life, I'm the author of the Black Knight Chronicles, the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter stories, and the Bubba the Monster Hunter stories, as well as a few other things here and there.
Hi, I'm Joe Brassi. I play the role of enthusiastic and brightly colored blue barbarian Bjorg Bjornsson. I was an author on the Mongoliad Project, and my debut novel Skyfarer is due out from Angry Robot Books in 2017.
Hi, I'm Rick Gualtieri, and I play the role of the mysterious Arrow of the Gods. His identity is unknown to all. And in real life, I write the Tome of Bill horror comedy series, including the upcoming The Last Coven, the series finale, and I'll also be appearing in a couple of Christmas anthologies this season, which I probably should mention, but I won't. And it'll probably be too late by the time this game airs anyway. So just search for my name.
Hello, my name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy, LIT RPG novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures.
Hi, my name is Robert Cruzy, and I play Kutharik the Lost, who is a grumpy and guilt-ridden dwarven cleric on his way to becoming a grumpy and guilt-ridden dwarven druid. And in real life, I'm the author of a whole bunch of books, including Starship Grifters and the upcoming sequel, I, Robot.
Hi, my name's Steve Wetherill. I play Brandon Firemaster, the muscular monk who's currently undergoing a crisis of confidence. In real life, I write the comedy fantasy series, The Doomsayer Journeys.
And I am Drew Hayes, the GM that is constantly steering the shit ship in between the reefs and barely keeping it afloat. In real life, I write books such as Fred the Vampire Accountant, the Spell, Swords, and Stealth series, Superpowers, and a new series coming up in February, starting with Forging Hephaestus. And when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had found the Island of Champions, gone forth, purchased outfits, purchased a bitchin' guitar, purchased oil. And now after a night of good sleep, they awake. They have a day to kill on this island before the ship can take off. Let's see how they spend it.
Is that a day to kill or a Klaus to kill?
Yes.
You neglected to mention Klaus purchased beer.
Oh, I think they knew that. I think even if they've never heard an episode before, they knew that.
So it's morning.
It is morning.
Yes.
That
Bjorg is
means
going to have a big, healthy breakfast.
Fandingo's going to have a big healthy poop and then a breakfast.
No pooping for Brandon, just protein.
The Arrow of the
Yeah,
Gods.
well, with no fiber, no pooping.
The Arrow of the Gods is going to drink some spoiled milk and thank Toreg for it.
I need all the bacon and eggs that you have.
They kind of look at you, and then they kind of look at each other, and then they go, okay, well, look, we'll cook it 30 pounds at a time, but, I mean, this is an island for competitive trainers. You might not want to underestimate how much we have.
Well, I am nothing but an overachiever. He will order an appropriately barbarian-sized portion and then sit himself down to prepare himself.
He will receive it.
Say a barbarian-sized
Good.
a barbarian-sized portion. You probably should just kill somebody else in the bar and just eat them.
Yeah, but then he'd have to cook it himself.
Just consume another barbarian.
That is the only way barbarians can eat. There's a reason there aren't many of them.
The soul has
It's
to
the
be in there
The
somewhere.
best type of protein is your own.
Whoa. Step away from the
May have been
protein
the most
shake.
disgusting thing.
This episode got weird really quickly.
Disgusting thing I've ever said.
That bar's pretty high, bro.
That's probably something more
I've
brave.
said.
I mean, it doesn't even make like the top 55 of Bevan's list,
No.
No.
and that's just this week. All right, so it's morning. Fendingo's going to have, after a good morning constitutional, Fendingo's going to have breakfast, a significantly smaller breakfast than Bjorg, and start working on composing entrance music. Because we got some ass to whoop.
You all notice that the Arrow of the Gods has disappeared overnight, and Silas is back.
What?
Oh. Oh.
Pure.
Why?
Use it in the fight.
Yeah.
Klaus doesn't really.
Bjorg is gonna stare at Silas, and Bjorg's eyes go wide as he stares at Silas, and he just kind of like sticks his index fingers on either side of his temple and just goes, "Memorize this moment."
Klaus doesn't foresee a lot to do on the Island of Champions, so he'll have a beer.
Back's breaking.
How does he mean to go on? Yeah, I don't think the Arrow of the Gods would do something as pedestrian as breakfast. He's probably on a rooftop brooding somewhere, I like to think.
Yes, where's Silas after devouring, I don't know, scraps off the floor, is probably gonna go outside and try to convince that some of the denizens of this island that Toreg is the god of champions.
Oh, that's not going to end well. I have a question.
Pretty sure they only worship themselves here.
It's my kind of island.
Klaus's beer tastes better now.
I have a question. The high quality protein shake I bought. How many servings is that? Is that just a one-off deal?
How many could you produce?
I don't ask what's in it, man, as long as it works.
God.
What she said.
Oh, God.
Sorry, what was the question? I sort of got lost in all that.
Dude, just go totally quiet.
Give Brandon a mirror and you can probably fill it up all day.
Well, there's now no way of phrasing this question without it being weird. But the protein shake, how many suggested servings were in that protein shake, or is it just a slug it back deal?
It was a slug it back deal.
Okay, I'm going to remove it from my inventory. That's where Brandon is at the moment. He's had his protein shake. He's wearing his gold hot pants.
He's in a good place.
Yeah, a better place. It looks like he's been crying, but he's in a good place. Just giving my eye muscles a workout, guys. That's all it was.
That is good. You will improve your great strength.
Yes.
Bjorg said.
Wash down your
Wax
own
on, wax
protein
off.
with your own tears.
In my homeland, we used to do it with our own sweat, but only in lodges and only in the company of other men. Bjorg says. And
Too
leaves that
many
out of the-
people neglect Eye Day.
Look at these lids, man. They're huge.
Catharic isn't really interested in the whole manly wrestling thing, but he feels very bad about the trees that were knocked over, and he wants to spend the day planting trees if possible.
Yeah, I mean, there's a forest, so you can find seeds. So you could put seeds in the ground. I couldn't really stop.
That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna spend the day cultivating the forest and communing with nature.
Please God tell me cultivating the forest is a euphemism for something interesting.
Yeah. No, he definitely won't be doing anything interesting.
He's the only character we have who
Keep
gets
off
more
the grass,
useless
Bob.
as he
Keep off the
levels up.
grass.
He's the only character we have that what?
It gets more useless as he levels up.
I know. It's like I'm gonna be a druid now on this island where all the trees have grown, and there are no animals or any kind of nature of any kind. It's just people.
I never said there were no animals on this island.
Oh, I'm gonna look for animals then.
We're off fighting ultimate evil, and he's off doing horticulture.
Zarek wants
You're wearing
to.
skimpy short shorts and playing loud music while oily dudes wrestle. Let's not overstate what this island is.
Not wearing skimpy short shorts. I'm wearing a lot of purple. Brandon's wearing skimpy short shorts.
Actually, that's a good question. Brandon and Bjorg, have you come?
Yes.
Have you come dressed for battle to breakfast?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Bjorg is dressed for battle. Yeah.
it's worth mentioning that the gold hot pants that Brandon is now wearing are covering him slightly more than his old shorts were.
And this both gratifies and slightly disappoints everyone else.
But they are tighter, so there's that.
Technically wearing more clothes.
Should have gone with the flesh colored.
Do I get any special bonuses for my golden hot pants? It feels like there should be a special bonus.
You feel like you have a special bonus already.
Well, you feel like you can just move freely and not worry about anything getting stuck anywhere. I mean, these things are painted on.
That's what we like.
Your bonus is your protein shake is refilled.
So, Kuthrik's going to spend the day wandering about in a forest. The kind of forest
Yeah,
that
he's gonna do some.
these
He's
sorts
gonna
of
do
people
some
can use to
adventuring.
train.
He's gonna do some exploring, planting some trees, looking for animals, trying to get a sense of the lay of the land.
We'll find your corpse before we leave.
Excellent.
Okay.
I have nothing else to contribute on this island, so that's what Catharic's gonna do.
So we got two wrestling,
ambitious.
one being a herald, one wandering the forest. Klaus and Silas, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going out and I'm converting because when you worship Toreg, you're already a winner.
Okay.
So,
God. Oh my
Silas
God,
is
are you-
committing suicide.
Are you? No, Silas is participation trophying the Island of Champions.
Klaus, how
Question:
about you?
Have I has Klaus gained his what was I doing, sorcery or wizardry? I think wizardry.
Wizardry.
Has Klaus gained that yet, or?
Yes.
We haven't given you
Over
the
the
book.
night when you were pawing through the belongings, you found the bloody handprint book, not Cloak Boy's book.
Mhm.
Remember, these are different books. And just as Kuthrik was drawn to
Okay.
the druid staff, you were drawn to the book. You picked it up, you flipped through it, you felt a deep primal understanding of the simplest spells in the book. And thus you had gotten your wish and attained the ability to wield basic magic as a wizard.
Okay, well then,
Use prestidigitation to draw dicks on people.
Yeah, I was about to say,
oh,
is anybody else
Klaus
worried
is-
by the motives of Klaus wanting to learn magic?
Yeah, Klaus is studying a spellbook at
I missed
breakfast,
all of
and
that, but-
everyone is a little bit afraid.
Klaus is torn between the desire to get drunk and watch Brandon and Bjorg get the shit beat out of them, or get drunk and watch Silas get the shit beat out of him. So he's just gonna. He wants to go. He took a note from Kutharic, and he would also like to venture off into nature and cast his Find Familiar spell.
Okay.
Oh God.
Klaus wants a buddy.
Please let it be like a horseshoe crab or something.
I'm looking it up.
What if you do it
Yeah,
and your
so am I.
familiar
Oh,
good
turns
idea.
out to be Kutharic?
Catharic would totally do that.
This is how you redeem yourself.
Walks around with like Kutharic just sitting on his shoulders.
Yep.
Everyone's like, how is that possible? Familiar magic, bruh.
Magic. Hey, shit ain't gotta make sense.
IFM, bitches. IFM.
Great, now I'm thinking about Kufarik in a gimp suit. How did this happen?
God
Maybe
damn it,
Very,
Whipple.
very familiar. Where's
well,
Guitar?
folks,
Sleep.
I think that's
We'll
where
wake
we're
him up.
going to end Authors and Dragons forever. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been a great run.
Dwarven gimp suit.
Fucking hell, Steve. There is no Visine for the mind's eye.
Oh. All right, so you're going to cast a spell
You
to
got a
find your
duck, though.
familiar. Let's see. Well, so it's a specialized ritual. It will take you 8 hours to complete, and it costs you 200 gold. So, Bevan, it's 200 gold. It takes 8 hours, but part of that time is going to be spent looking for your familiar as you're trying to draw it near you. You might get a little bit of a say in the matter, although your options are going to be determined by me.
Did we? Did we recently acquired some gold, right?
Everybody check your pockets.
I spent mine on a guitar.
I've still
I'm
got
showing
93.
103 in my inventory, but that's probably because I didn't update. What's everyone else got? Like, roughly?
I've got 93 gold, I think, left over personal gold. I'm not sure how much is in there.
I mean,
Well, how much
John
did you
had to
spend on
borrow
hot
enough
pants?
to borrow enough to get to 100 to buy his guitar, so I don't think you're that off.
Oh, shit. Oh, all right. Well, I got 103. Who's got some money left?
I got 159.
Silas
Yeah.
has got money.
But there is the question of whether Silas would actually loan Klaus, like, Dick.
Yeah, I was surprised you even answered that.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Silas could, kind of have a say in what his familiar is, he might,
So, Klaus, it sounds
But-
like your day is
All right,
going to be spent
Klaus-
trying to earn
Klaus
some
might-
money around this island.
Well, I might just fall around Silas and steal it.
Adds up who didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
They also
I'm gonna buy some beer and fall around Silas, and when he gets the shit beat out of him, I'm gonna rob his body.
So you're going to spend money that you don't already have enough to do the ritual, and then hope you can rob enough from Silas?
Spend money to make
Well,
it.
I mean, how much am I talking about on beer?
You see,
Oh,
Klaus, this is
beer.
why
I
you have
thought
to
said
buy friends in the
gear,
first
And I was like, gear's going to cost you some money, man.
Oh no, beer.
Beer. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
only a little, considering how much he's
Got it.
probably going to buy.
So, Silas is going to go preach. Kuthric is going to wander the forest. Klaus is going to drink, and then try to follow Silas and hope to steal from him. Brandon,
Well, I'd like to take some beer to go.
it's not New Orleans. You can't walk around with beer.
Was there open bottle law
I feel
here?
like drunken
It's the Island of Champions.
Yeah. Champions respect the rules.
Fine. All right.
And then Brandon and Bjorg and Fandango are all heading up the mountain. No, so here's the question. For Brandon and Bjorg, there are multiple mountains.
Yes.
There's the mountain of high-flying, dexterous, quick-witted warriors of the sky. There is a middle mountain for those that are tough and strong, but not heavy with muscle. And then there is the giant mountain, where you can climb and become a true warrior of the heaviest of toughs. And there's also a Divas Mountain, but no one really pays attention to that, so you don't need to worry.
So Brandon,
Divas Mountain, you
Yeah.
say?
So
Yeah, I was
Brandon-
going to say Brandon's going up that one.
and he'll do a moonsault off the announce table.
I'm kidding. There used to be a Divas Mountain, but they did nothing with the property and kept driving away talent, and eventually the Divas Mountain just closed. It was quite a loss for the community.
And down on the southern part of the continent, there's a training island where where everybody who's really, really talented and been working for a long time goes to hone their craft before they're pretty enough to go up the big mountain.
Pretty much. So, I will tell you, given your respective sizes and weight classes, Bjorg, you could do pretty well on the heavy mountain. You're probably just light enough to get onto the middle mountain. Brandon, you are definitely suited for the middle mountain, but you can walk up the heavy. Anyone can go up the heavy mountain.
Bjork's gonna go for the heavy one because like I said, he's a fairly huge slab of human, and he's not gonna try and underachieve this, though he's still kind of not entirely 100% sure of what he's doing. Big man told him put on outfit and go fight.
You're earning Fandango a cheap guitar. This is what you're doing.
Yeah. That's what
knives out of the back of it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, no, this is as far as Bjorg is concerned. When you saw that guitar in Fendingo's hands, you realized that this was a message from the ancient ancestors and gods of his homeland that he must do this for the axe.
And it's an excuse to hit things.
Yes, hit things while wearing a flashy, stylish outfit. This is fun.
Well, Brandon's going to set his sights on the middle mountain. It sounds like it might be more of a technique class, but he's going to need a herald. Brandon doesn't have a herald. Bjork's already hogged all the herald.
There's only one herald.
Well, somebody's going to have to step up.
You know, you had Klaus.
Who will speak for the Pymaster?
He talks a lot of shit.
You know, depending on like where your your worshipping proclivities go, you could ask, a certain ex-paladin.
You had Klaus, but
Well, this is what I've got to choose from. I don't even know where Kufarak is. There's just some rustling in the bushes.
he's fucking a shrubbery or something.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's doing. I don't know where the Arrow of the Gods went. The Arrow of the Gods would be perfect. He's just great at everything. But all we have is Silas, who is just so terrible.
The bartender's gonna kind of see your predicament and lean over. You know, boys, there is a type of match that you could try and fight together. It's two warriors working in tandem, tagging in and out to fight other great warriors. The prize money's twice as high if you win.
Brandon, join me on the heavy mountain.
This is where I'd shake your hand like at the beginning of Predator, but you can't touch me. So just imagine we are.
And even if he tried,
Don't
so
like the
oily, his
explosions.
hand would just slide right off.
When we met, you first said once we would flex together and the universe would weep for the beauty. This is the moment.
Today is that day.
Today.
Everything's coming up, Master.
Glory is nothing if not shared.
Okay, let's do this. Let's win this island.
Okay, Kuthrik,
trying to power
Kuthrik, you're closest. Roll me a
Okay.
survival check. Let's see if you can find any animals on your first try.
Oh, sweet. Looking for animals.
Or a
Kuthar
date.
rolls a 17 for a survival check.
Okay, you are right by town, so you don't find a lot yet. You're gonna have to go pretty deeper in, but you see a few songbirds and some grub worms and stuff like that.
You're like Snow White's ugly cousin.
Kutharic would like to eat some of the grub worms and possibly look for some birds' eggs.
You're a dwarf, and birds lay their eggs in trees, so I'm gonna need a climb check if you really want to go through with that.
Oh yeah, I want to climb a tree.
Roll me a climb check.
He gets 20 for his
Dwarf
climb check.
He climbs a tree and finds a small nest of bird eggs.
Awesome.
Dwarf in a tree sounds like a kind of abstract of monsters and men album.
Dark is going to sit in the tree and eat and slowly enjoy his well-earned meal eggs.
So,
And grubs.
Kudrik's first action upon deciding to dedicate himself to the preservation of nature is to kill babies and eat them.
He's
unborn birds.
still learning.
I love you, nature. Sitting in a branch, cracking an egg into his mouth. I love you, nature.
Nature is delicious.
He's like a dark mirror to like Brandon's church. You know, it's like must eat one of each baby animal.
Yeah. I don't say this lightly. You are shaping up to be the Silas of druids, right?
That's oddly.
This is actually making me think
comforting.
Nobody should be the Silas of anything.
Okay.
This is making me think of that old Chris Farley movie, Almost Heroes.
Yeah.
Only it's more like nowhere fucking close to heroes.
Silas, roll me a perform check to see if you can draw in a crowd with your preaching.
You ever have any problem peeing at public urinals there, Silas?
Silas rolls an 18.
No stage fright.
Okay. A few people, still pretty early, so not many people are up in the town square. A couple look at you, but they all sort of just snort, and you hear them muttering, "Scrawny."
That's okay. Ignore the word of Toreg and forever be a loser.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, God,
with
as you walk
those
around,
chicken legs, you
remember
hold
the L
no
on his
value to
forehead?
them.
Money in the bank.
And since Klaus is waiting for Silas to get the shit kicked out of him, we are gonna have to wait for Silas to actually get into something. So we'll move on to Brandon and Bjorg and Fandango, who start up the heavy mountain. It's a pretty easy trek, nice and sloped. You come to an
Can we
impasse.
montage this?
You come to an impasse. There's a sign that points to the right and it says singles, and it points to the left and it says tag team.
Well, I would,
Let's go!
I would assume that we go to the left
Yeah.
for team.
This
So,
doesn't really seem
let's
like
go
an
to the left.
island that's going to trick you very well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They didn't call it
Yeah.
Bjorg
island.
is
it's
bouncing up and
subterfuge.
down Bjorg is bouncing up and down like a Final Fantasy character in between actions.
All right. At
Just
the
kind of
sign,
bobbing.
by the way, at the sign is the shopkeep. He did want to come watch Bjorg's first match, and he is up, ready to see it. So he'll follow you whichever way you go to fulfill your bargain.
Tag team.
All right, tag team. You guys go down the tag team path, and eventually you arrive at a large stone arena, and in the center of which is looks like a square ring made of elevated rock. There looks like some sort of monster's bones jammed into all four corners, and long, bouncy springs. You suspect some sort of beast's intestines tethered between to give 3 ropes at differing levels that are springy. And you know what? You've seen a wrestling ring. Don't make me fucking do this. You've all seen wrestling rings. You know what it is. It's the D&D version of a wrestling ring. I think we're all on board at this point.
Well, gee, thanks for pulling us right out of the fucking game, Drew.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I was really enjoying the fantasy world there that you had pulled us into, and
Yeah.
then suddenly found myself jerked right back to reality.
What is he describing?
There's
Sounds so
reality in
familiar.
my world. I was
Randall was
thinking about
definitely
wrestling.
getting there, you know?
Yeah.
Familiar and yet like something I'd never seen before.
All right, so it's a wrestling ring made of monster parts. But
Getting
you
there in
also
golden hot
notice
pants.
you also notice that there are a bit of a crowd. Like there's some of the black and white striped creatures sort of up in the stands. There's a few big heavy fighters, champions to be, and they've come to watch the first show of the day as well. And as you sort of step up, one of the beefy ones, but like a slightly older looking beefy one, steps to the center of the ring, sort of claps his hands. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the first tag team bout of the day. At this, the starting point for those who wish to ascend the mountain. The winners at the close of yesterday's fights, the Diablo Brothers. are now ready to welcome their first challengers. And he sort of just turns and looks to Bjorn, Brandon, and Fandango. You gentlemen, do you wish to be the first contenders of the day?
Sorry, I can't.
Fandango breaks into a Wayne's World style guitar solo.
Brandon doesn't say anything. He just makes eye contact with one of the fighters and pours the ruby body oil over his head, so it just drips down, covering every inch of his body. And he doesn't break eye contact for the entire time this is happening.
Is he smearing it in with the eye contact?
His muscular control is such that he can just redirect it around his body. He doesn't even have to rub it in anymore. This is what he's been practicing all night.
His pecs rub against each other and rub it in themselves.
You know what? I'll give it to you, Brandon. You've been working for it enough.
Brandon has been basically for this mental image to be complete, Brandon has spent the night learning to redirect oil with his muscles while crying.
Don't talk about the crying. You're ruining the effect.
I know what you're thinking, and yes, I think
Bjork's
Brandon's tears are at least 10% oil.
And 5% ruby.
Bjork is going to walk into the ring as well, give a big flex and an extremely uncomfortable, extremely discomfort eliciting grin at the other fighter.
Okay, the other fighters are two stockily built, big old dudes, wearing a pair of skull masks. I guess sort of like a human version of Cubone, if you really want to get down to it. One is a little bit less faded and dingy.
Oh God, yes!
They're known as Light Diablo and Dark Diablo. They are the Diablo brothers.
Luchadors!
No. Luchadors are on the high-flying mountain. These are just dudes in masks.
Oh, okay.
Just occurred to me, we don't have a tag team name.
Yeah,
Is that
he's asking
Fandango's
for it
department?
too. The dude is motioning. He wants to know, who are you?
I gesture to Brennan and Bjork. I got this.
All right, Fandango.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and bizarre stripy people, please, silence. Open your eyes and close your mouths, and prepare to be blown away. Hailing from the good ship Hungry, I bring you the powers of Flex.
I have to say, Fandango
I
kind
don't
of
think
came
we
low
need
on that. You hear some people clapping like, yeah, guys. Do you want to roll that intimidate? Do you want to live up to that name?
All right, yep.
I don't think it needs to be said that
What was-
when Fandango said flex, Bjorg and Brandon automatically flexed. I think that's just a given.
I had faith.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't, then I'd fucking quit.
The podcast,
Okay,
not just the game.
All right, Bjorg rolled a 20 modified for intimidate.
Brandon Firemaster.
Remember, Brandon, you
give
get a
me a sec.
+5 on that flex because of that sweet ruby boil.
Nice. Brandon Firemaster rolls a 17
Is that
with the
with or without
bonus.
your bonus 5?
That's with the bonus. It was a bad roll.
All right. Well, you still got your +5, so you and Bjorg both put on a pretty good flexing show. It is solid. It is not bad. But of course, the brothers Diablo, they're going to try to flex back.
Yes. Yes.
17 and a 13. So
The second they start to flex, Fandango starts playing the Benny Hill theme on his badass guitar.
Okay. So they start to flex, but it's not as good. And then you start playing the Benny Hill theme, and they shake their masks around and look at each other, and they stop. They get a little self-conscious, and the crowd titters and laughs a little bit. You've successfully brought the crowd a little bit over to your side, and that might not be a bad thing.
Are there any folding seats of any type near the ring?
None that you see.
Okay.
All right.
That's right.
So the last thing you guys have to figure out before this match can start is who starts in the ring.
Dude, you always start with the big guy in the ring.
Yeah, Bjorn
No,
will
you
start in the ring.
No, you start with the little guy in the ring. Then the
I
big guy
will
comes in and...
begin this battle.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool, we got it.
Brandon will graciously step aside.
All right. So the big guy, the big beefy guy, just sort of, ladies and gentlemen, from the Diablo brothers, Light Diablo, and from the Masters of Flex,
The Blue Behemoth, Bjornson!
little long there. The Blue Behemoth! Now, as all starting matches are, this is full DQ, full ring out rules, one pin, any interference, any shenanigans, and you go back to the bottom of the mountain.
At the bottom of the mountain.
All right, ring the bell. And it's actually like a bell, like a church bell. You know, this is up on the top of something. You're not really sure how that got there, and it probably doesn't belong to them, but fuck it. Somebody hits it with a hammer anyway, and you hear a bong sound right as the big guy leaps out, and one of the little striped guys just like skitters in, like just watching you both. Okay, roll me an initiative. Bjorg.
All right. Let's see here. Bjorg rolls a 13.
Oh, 14. Light Diablo is going to
All
start this match. But first, it has been a little bit, so Kuthrik, roll me a survival check.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't I get a...
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Fendingo, you will, I assume, act reactionarily to what's happening in the ring. So, I'm sort of just delaying you.
I say roll high, Kuthark. Maybe you'll find some like endangered species to eat.
Kutharic rolls an 18.
Well, after your rousing breakfast of innocent bird babies, you climb back down the tree and trek deeper into the forest. Now you're starting to get away from the town now. You're starting to see scat and footprints. And roll me a wisdom check.
Kutharic rolls a 15.
Yeah, the paw prints and the scat that you're finding are really big. Like bigger than they should be for any of these animals. And noticeable. And you notice there's just like a lot of damage to the trees that animals would naturally cause, except magnified. And you've got a high enough wisdom score to think, man, there's probably some pretty large creatures around here, especially to sustain people that big and hungry. Oh, okay. Silas, give me a perform check.
Let's say I think Silas is gonna. He's thinking that he's probably gonna relocate to the bottom of the big mountain because captive audience right there. That's where he's gonna do his preaching.
Okay, then you're gonna trek over to the big mountain instead. Klaus, are you gonna follow him or stick with the beer?
No, I'm going to follow Silas.
Alright, so while Silas and Klaus make their trek over to the mountain, the fighting shall commence with Bjorg. Bjorg.
Fandingo's going to set his brand new axe very carefully off to the side on something that looks very safe.
Okay.
No shit, I need to perform.
Yeah.
Scratch
Devil,
that. I'll be playing that motherfucker.
The Light Diablo is going to bolt across and kind of throw you a stiff arm chop to the chest. And an 11. What is your current AC?
Without his armor, it's just like 10, I think.
So Bjorg takes 2 subdual damage from the chop, but you know what? Now it's Bjorg's turn.
And basically it's for the wrestling rules, it's like any basically like limb contact, like elbow strikes and stuff are allowed, etc.
You're just
Or is this,
flavoring
like,
it up.
more
It's just an
traditional pro
unarmed
wrestling?
attack, and you're trying to beat his AC
Okay, cool.
by 10 to pin him. And if you nat
Alright,
20,
Bjorg
you do a
basically just-
special move.
Bjorg just like eats the chop to the chest and responds with basically like an elbow strike to the jaw, and rolls an 11.
That does not hit him. He sort of ducks back and sort of flexes at you. Oh, too quick. And you hear the crowd kind of
starts to play.
Ooh, they liked that. They liked seeing him play you.
All right, so I'm up again.
Well, no, it's his turn now.
Okay, gotcha.
He is going to
Yep.
He is going. So after the chop and you try to elbow him, he is going to try and we'll say he'll try to throw you into the ropes.
All right.
Oh, natural 20.
Oof.
Okay, so El Diablo throws you into the ropes, and then as you're coming back, he catches you, he flips you up, he drops you into a power bomb. The crowd goes, yeah! And now he gets to attack again to try and pin you with a +5 bonus.
All right.
And 11 plus 5 is 16. It's not enough to pin, but he does have his DC to pin you is now permanently reduced by 1.
All right.
Fandango starts playing.
So, but he's still coming. I'm still.
But it's now your turn again.
Okay.
And Fandango's going to start using his perform check to inspire competence. That gives
natural one.
My allies a +1 to their useless critical failure attacks. And
Bjorg,
makes the
Bjorg rolled a natural 1 in his attempt to fight the guy off. So
are you
probably getting pinned.
Okay. Here's how we're gonna treat natural ones. All right, Bjorg. After that awesome display, you're like, oh, I can do this too. And so you grab him and you flip him up. You pick him up, trying to replicate the stunt. But he slips through your arms, grabs you by the head, and drops you down to the mat. He pulls a reversal, baby, and slams you down and drops your DC again by 1 and gives himself a +1 on the attack. Oh, 25. Oh, 25. You're pinned. You have got a pin. We're in a fight now. All right.
It's just a moment where we distract the ref.
Opposed strength checks.
Okay,
He's got 16.
14. That's as high as I can.
First hand hits the ground. Time for number 2.
At this point, Brandon's leaning through the ropes. Tag me.
He's got a 24. Oh, he's got you. He's got you down.
Brandon, jump over the ropes
tag
and
Brandon?
jump on top of the back of the dude.
Stripey guy's looking at me.
Can Bjorg...
It's not going to get you disqualified. It'll just... You have a 5 count.
Is that true? Is that right?
Jump in.
No.
Go,
you jump in. That is a DQ. That's interference, baby.
What? No, it's interference if I do it.
We're not playing.
He's
We're
in
not
the
playing
match.
fast and loose attitude era, okay?
Is there any way for Bjorg to tag Brandon in?
From your position in the ring, because most of the fight took over near you. Let's see. You didn't initiate this one, so he had an advantageous position. You can roll a dex check if you want to try and reach out and hit Brandon's hand. It's not going to be an easy DC though.
Okay.
But also, if you do that, anyway, you don't get to roll a strength. Instead of fighting the pin.
Okay, hold on a second.
Stretch.
I didn't. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I think I thought he already lost the pin. Oh, do I need to roll another?
It's a 3 count.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on a second. He'll oppose the pin. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you lost the pin, then tagging Brandon wouldn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, you guys would have just lost.
You rolled a 9 on the second one.
All right, that's slap number 2. Oh, he's about to get the 3 count.
Fandango's going to cast dancing lights on the ref.
I'm not gonna roll this one first. You have to decide before you see his score whether or not you're gonna fight the pin or reach for Brandon.
So, just for clarification, what happens if he loses the pin? Is just the match over completely, or
you have to go back down to the bottom of the mountain, walk back up, and wait your turn to fight again.
Okay, gotcha. So Bjorg's gonna attempt to tag Brandon.
You're gonna roll that dex. I'll tell you right now.
He doesn't want his friend. Yeah, he doesn't want his friend to lose his chance to fight. Natural one. So
Oh,
this is the worst Bjorg has ever. Like,
Bjorg
Goes to tag
reaches
Brandon and
Fury,
punches him in
Using
the
worst
Cathartic
face.
Bjorg has ever rolled in a fight.
You tag the other guy in.
and as he reaches, he just pushes his own shoulder deeper into the ground. And you hear that 3, and you hear the big man. Oh, in record time, the Masters of Flex have been destroyed. You hear the crowd just woo. Some are cheering for the Diablo brothers. Some of them are booing you, and the big man just sort of points. All right, boys, down the mountain. You can walk back up and wait your turn.
This is
Bjorg
deeply shameful.
will do just that because his pride is burning now.
Yeah.
This could work in our favour. We're
disgraceful.
underdogs now. Crowd
My
likes an
ancestors were
underdog.
weeping.
Fendingo plays the blues as we walk down the mountain.
Okay, we will. So first, let's go to Kuthrik. And are you still searching the forest?
Yeah.
Give me a survival
Trying to
check.
All right, so I'm doing another survival check.
Yes. I mean, if you still want to hunt for things, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm also looking at this. So I get an animal companion, but I don't really know how that works. So I was hoping maybe I could find a nice animal companion. At least
Yeah, if you haven't
know,
already eaten it.
Yeah,
At least
roll me a survival check.
we don't have to talk about that.
So you're going to be Klaus's familiar, but he's going to be your animal companion.
It was
Yeah.
a baby bird.
It was. I just ate my companion. Your companion was delicious. I'm doing a survival check, right? Okay, 22.
22. Okay, that is pretty good. You start getting deeper into the woods, and you're starting to see some animals. You see a few deer sort of wandering about. Big damn deer, like bothersomely big deer. But you know, aside from that, nothing too jarring or dangerous yet.
How big are these deer exactly? Are we talking like 10 feet tall deer?
About 1.5 times a normal deer size.
All right. Can I keep one of them as a companion?
If you want your companion to be a deer, it's, as long as the druid rules allow that, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't really understand the rules, to be honest. So I'm gonna
Maybe
stay.
you'll
I'll just-
spend this round, maybe this game finding the companion, and next game
You know,
taming it.
let him keep the deer because it's only fair that a character as worthless as Guthar has as useless of a animal companion as a fucking fawn.
I mean,
more worthless than
I mean, a
deer.
stag can
There's
gore the
gotta be-
shit out of somebody. You hear-
Yeah, sloth.
Yeah, sloth. Sloth would be good. I was thinking slugs, but a sloth would be good. I actually,
Ladybug.
I'm gonna look for a sloth. I like that idea. Sorry, just gonna keep looking.
All right, you're gonna hunt for a sloth.
Dire slug.
Dire sloth.
So Kuthrik, you can
He's got
take
really-
this turn to decide if you want to try to woo a deer or keep walking around. Silas and consequently
Woo a
Klaus,
deer.
you are standing at the bottom of the heavyweight mountain when you see a familiar trio trudging down from the tag team side as Bjorg, Brandon, and Fandingo all come into view.
Ask him what happened.
Oh god, who
I
wants to
don't
tell
wanna
Styles?
talk about
Bjorg is radiating violence. It is tangible around him.
So, are you two ready to ditch the bard and go up as
Too bad it
true
wasn't in the
winners?
Oh no.
I can help you win.
Boy, if this is an insult
More
to
importantly,
injury,
Bjorg
I don't
is
know
just
what
going
is.
to look at Silas.
More importantly, Toreg can help you win.
Bjorg is going to look at Silas, stare at him for a very long moment with that sort of expression he gets when he's looking at something he's going to eat or kill. Or possibly kill then eat, or maybe eat then kill. And then he's just kind of going to go, Torag sucks, and keep walking.
Oh shit!
It's your choice. You can either go up the mountain and stay there, or I could just be waiting for you down here again.
Klaus sees the fury at eyes and says, "Wow, you must have really kicked that ass up there."
my god!
Bjorg is leaving literal footprints in the ground as he walks, just fury walking through.
Well, he's leaving. Turn to Brandon. What about you? Are you ready to go back up a winner?
Wow.
Like, no offense, but I don't
Because
think
you really haven't
anybody-
been doing a great job since we got here. How much
hate
worse
to
can you do?
That other guy.
Look, I've hit a low point, but there's a low point, and then there's a brain to your sadistic, horrible god. I'll let you know when I get that low.
That's okay. Silas will turn to any other goers up the mountain and just kind of use them as an example of what happens when you don't pray to Tuareg.
Okay, we'll say that before Fandango and Bjorg and Brandon have made it back up a mountain, they will. One more loser from the single side will kind of walk down, and you can do a perform check to try and catch his attention.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, roll me a perform check.
Silas rolls a 15.
Pretty good. It's a big old dude wearing a bull's head, and he is not looking very happy. Very, very similar aura to what Bjorg was giving off. A lot of fury.
Sir, are you a loser? Do you want to be a winner?
Oh my god.
Oh, he's the perfect heel manager, isn't he? This guy.
Klaus rubs his hands together.
The big man in the buffalo head sort of just looks at you and leans down, sniffs you. You're awfully thin to be talking to me.
Yes, but I worship Tuareg, and of the two of us today, only one of us has come down this mountain, and it's not me.
He sort of stares at you, kind of tilts the bull's head. If your god is happy with a servant who's too scared to walk up the mountain, then he's not the kind of god I want to serve. And he keeps on trudging.
What if these people just like to lose?
I mean, it is the
Sorry,
Island
sorry.
of Champions. I wasn't
You
going
need
to
a
make
better
it super
perform
easy
check,
for you guys
Silas.
to whoop their asses or anything.
I'm trying to find one person who I can convince, to go up that mountain with me and inspire him to win.
All right. Bjorg, Brandon, and Fandango.
Whoa.
By the time you have trekked
How-
all the way
what
down
if-
the mountain and all the way back up, there's a small queue that you have to wait through as one other team in front of you is finishing their battle. Klaus, did you have anything you wanted to do besides just heckle?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Klaus would like to ask Silas if he would like to be Team Tuareg on the Mountain of Champions.
Wow.
Teaming up with Klaus.
There's no way this ends well.
With-
but it might be hilarious.
So are you saying you finally kind of seen the light
With
your-
Tuareg at our side.
of your evil, wicked, horrific, soul-crushing ways?
Absolutely.
Then let's do this!
You, me, and Tuareg.
Yeah! I'm the best manager of all. Fuck this. Go up the mountain.
All right.
Okay, you guys will arrive after Bjorg and Fandango and Brandon.
All right, we'll wait for them to lose.
Oh no, I insist.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm quite happy to let them go ahead, warm up the crowd, and warm up the ring for us.
Not how this works,
With
man. There's
their-
no cutsies in this one.
Ah, damn it.
Kutherick,
it's all right.
give me one last survival before we get back into the fray.
All right. Catharic rolls a 10, which is plus 2, so that's a 12.
Okay, do you have something specific you're hunting for, or are you just stumbling about?
I'm looking for a sloth.
Okay.
Or a dire
Looking
sloth,
for
or a
a
giant sloth. Anything of the sloth derivation.
And
No.
you do know that sloth is not on your list of choices, yes?
Well, it says in the book that those aren't all the choices that I have.
All right, All right, you can hunt. You can hunt for a sloth, but you're not going to find one with a 12.
Okay. I keep looking for a sloth or
All right.
some sort of variety of sloth.
We'll skip the introduction for the sake of time and your dignity. Brandon and Bjorg, who's going to start in the ring this time?
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings here, but it's probably me.
No. Bjorg will nod and accept that he understands that this is not his first forte, so he will allow Brandon to go first.
Before the bell rings, Fandingo is going to start playing with his inspire, whatever the hell I'm inspiring courage.
Okay, you're inspiring courage. And what does that do?
That gives a +1 on attack and damage roll, and weapon damage. Well, their fists count as weapons. So it's a +1 to attack and damage, and a +1 morale bonus on saves against charm and fear.
Okay. Not a bad one. You will be facing Dark Diablo. Give me an initiative, Brandon.
Meet again, Diablo.
Dark Diablo gets a 22 initiative.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's pretty initiated.
Brandon Feinmaster only rolls an 11.
He initiated it.
Dice are not with us.
Brandon, at this point, is still waving to the crowd, just walking around the ring with his arms out.
You're playing the crowd. Okay, roll me an intimidate. Oh wait, sorry, you don't get a turn yet. As you're walking around, Dark Diablo's gonna run and do just a simple kick to the gut. Gonna start off light. What's your non-armored AC? Oh, I guess that just is your AC, huh?
Yeah, 16.
Oh.
Unless I call dodge.
Okay, so he rolls a 15.
This fool just kicked him in the abs.
Yeah, he kicks Brandon in the abs, and Brandon's abs contract and knock the foot away visibly, and the crowd's like, "Whoa, yeah!" Brandon, you get to attack him now.
How's my monk stuff on this? Can I use flurry of blows, or can I use or do I just stick to unarmed strike?
Flurry of blows lowers your attacks, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you can use flurry of blows. You're still trying to hit that, 10 over his AC in order to pin him, so that gives you more bites at the apple, but your bites are smaller, so I'm fine with that. You can use flurry of blows.
It's just I don't have a macro set up for the other one, so I'm too lazy to do it. Okay, so he's just going to go for a solid unarmed strike. And a cool power strike on it as well.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not, because that would lower my AC. Sorry, my attack and increase damage.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to do the opposite of that. Flurry of blows.
All right.
And Brandon Feinmaster rolls a 22.
Okay, 22 will hit. It's not enough to go for the pin, but you do 5 subdual damage.
6.
Okay.
Oh, yep, 6. Sorry.
Everything's got +1. Hits and damage.
Okay, and then your second attack?
Is 23. 24, I should say, with the bonus.
That will... Okay, so when you get the pins, you don't get to deal the damage, because you're kind of hitting and dropping. So you got to hit, and then you can drop him for a pin. We're going to have a pin battle. So, Brandon, tell me what you do, man. Flavor this up. Put some wrestling style on it.
While he's off balance from the kick, I just basically kick him in the knee. Just with basic disdain. So this guy has just kicked him in the abs, which is just, you know,
You're
he
treating
doesn't
this guy
even
like a
garner my
jobbing
respect.
bitch. My God.
Yeah. So he
He's
just,
very
just
fucking Horowitz in a mask.
All right.
so just basic double blow to the knee, pin him. Let's get this over with. Kick him in the abs. What
All
an
right.
asshole.
Well, roll your strength check.
Okay.
Dark Diablo has rolled a 16.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 14.
He kicks out and kind of rolls to his feet and pulls back. He kicks out and rolls to his feet and is kind of jumping around and looking at you. And he's gonna go ahead and attack you again. He thinks he can do better than that last one.
Well, yeah.
23, that will hit you.
That will hit.
All right, so he is going to do a full-on drop kick this time, and he gets you right in the chest and knocks you back for 6 subdual.
Okay. Brings me down to 27.
And the crowd's like, yeah, because they just saw him kick out and then knock you back, and they're starting to like him again. He's fighting.
Yeah, well, let's turn that around. Okay. So Brandon Firemaster does that complicated thing with his legs where they flip onto their feet, and it looks really cool.
Ooh, gotcha.
And he hasn't really thought about his attack. He was just concentrating on the looking cool thing there.
If you'd like to, you don't have to attack. You can spend a round doing an intimidate flex show to try and bring the crowd to your side. It is a classic tried and true wrestling technique.
Yeah, I'm going full Ric Flair.
Oh.
He stands up, starts stomping around the ring with a wide-eyed look on his face. And then he's got to grab the rope, start pumping it up and down. Basically, everything from the classic WWF days, he's got to bring out.
Roll me an intimidate check. And you're still oiled up,
Excellent.
so give me that +5.
Fendingo transitions into Hulk Hogan's classic theme, Real American.
Except nobody on this planet knows what that is.
They
It's
know
okay,
rock when they
including
hear it.
Fendingo. They know Hulkamania Brandon Mania is gonna run wild on you, brother.
17.
All right, 17. That's good. They are liking it. They're starting to cheer and clap for you. They're like, yeah. The crowd has decidedly begun to swing in Brandon Thighmaster's favor. Give yourself a +1 to attacks and pin battles.
Sweet.
That's right.
He who controls the crowd controls the match.
I can dig that.
But Dark Diablo is not loving this, so he's going
universe.
to run up behind you, and he's going to go for a hit to interrupt your momentum. 17!
Oh shit, I forgot to call dodge on him. I was too busy doing cool stuff. Yep, 17 hits.
All right, he shoves you into the ropes that you're pushing, and as soon as you kind of come back, he catches you with a clothesline for 4 subdual damage.
Okay, fair enough. Guess if I'd been watching him, I probably would have seen that coming. Okay, I'm going to attack back. Just seems to find my macro. Sod the macro. How's my key strike? Is that cheating?
That is cheating.
Oh.
This is about pure physical ability.
And cool theme music.
And cool theme music.
Transitioning into Bad Street, USA. Rocking some old school Freebirds theme song now to get the crowd really into it.
So I'm just going to straight up, nothing flashy, just punch him right in the face.
Okay.
26.
Jesus, yeah, that is a pin shot. And that's actually a 28 because you have Fendingo's
Plus
bonus
one
and the
from
crowd's
the crowd
bonus.
and plus one for Fendingo.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right, so don't forget that +2 because it's time for another pin battle. He catch you with a clothesline, and you just grab him by the head, drop him down, and put his shoulders to the mat.
Nice.
No nonsense,
Okay.
as you said. All right,
The Team Malenko of Champions Island.
16. Wow, these guys are
Okay,
rolling
strength check.
great on their strength checks.
Yeah, they are. But not good enough for Ruby Red Thigh Master.
20.
Is that his name? Is Ruby Red Thigh Master his name?
It is now.
The Blue Behemoth and Ruby Red. All right, that's actually pretty good.
Ruby Red Fire Master sounds like some kind of chafing condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're the one who poured oil on your head.
All right, you hear the solid boom of the little striped guy slapping down the mat. You got that first one,
Nice.
baby. Time for hit number 2. Oh, he rolls an 18.
Jesus wept.
Yeah. These guys are strong.
These guys have
Can
not
Bjorn
that
roll
strong.
for these guys?
21.
23.
Oh, 23, I should say, with bonuses.
Yeah.
23.
He makes a valiant effort. He is flexing, and it is mighty. Like, he is trying to push out of this, but Brandon is just holding firm and keeping him locked in. Okay, last time. Can you get that 3 counts? Oh, natural 1. Can you roll
Can I
it?
beat a natural one?
Just don't roll a natural 1.
Yeah. Yay, 12. I was about to say yay for a 12.
And as he tries to get out, he tries to
Slips
shift
on
up.
the oil.
Brandon slides a hand in, locks him completely in place, and he has no ability to move as that final hand comes down. And the big man comes out. Well! Now that's quite a turnaround, folks. Blue Behemoth, you might want to learn from Ruby Red.
Brandon
Yeah.
Firemaster runs up to the post, basks in the attention of the crowd.
Oh, they love you. They are
Says-
cheering.
I'd like to thank me, and also me, and Torag for not getting involved in any way whatsoever.
But at least you thank Torag.
Fendingo's gonna play something really fucking rockin', like Rockin' in the Free World.
Nice.
Yes.
Brandon, I
Keep
have
on
to say, I
rocking,
think
Strange
this is the
Islanders.
episode that has redeemed you from last episode.
No secret crying tonight.
Well, the day's not over yet.
Yeah, don't worry, we could fuck this all up. We got fourth quarter skills like the Panthers, baby.
The
Just let me have it.
the big announcer is gonna clap for you a little bit, and they'll go, all right, the Masters of Flex advance up the mountain. The next challengers. He kind of looks to Klaus and Silas.
Ah,
Do you have a name?
I whisper to the big dude. Torags, twat waffles.
Silas is going to step forward. Just ignore this. Ladies, gentlemen, sinners of all ages, we are Torag's pathetic piles of garbage.
Like
Catchy.
I said.
I think he just out shit talked himself on you, Fendingo.
Fendingo is suitably impressed.
Yeah,
Like, wow.
it's pretty good.
I can't really fuck with that because there's nothing left.
So with Kutherick hunting for a animal of some sort, a sloth? Kutherick sloth hunting?
Yeah.
Brandon, Bjorg, and Fendingo progressing up the tag team side of Heavy Mountain, and Silas and Klaus about to step in the ring with the Diablo brothers. I think this is where we're going to cut it for this particular session, although it is time for the part where we take questions from the audience. All right, and as usual, leading us is Joe. Joseph Brassey, take it away.
Yeah, our first question comes from Zachary. He says, "Hi team, have you ever found yourselves writing while you're tired or distracted and stepping back and realizing you've just blatantly plagiarized or written something so similar to another author that it's laughable?"
No?
Yeah, I can't imagine
No.
doing that.
Yeah, that's... we put a lot of thought into what we write. I don't think we've ever accidentally plagiarized.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been called a cheap Jim Butcher ripoff, but that's usually by like me and my friends.
Is he having to defend a plagiarism accusation and is hoping that we're going to provide some sort of character evidence?
Yeah.
That's
I was
how
really
it's
tired.
inspired.
It's
I'm
like I was
asking
really
for a
tired.
friend.
I didn't mean to rewrite Hitchhiker's Guide. You know.
Yeah.
Your Honor, in my defense, I tripped and wrote a book.
Happens all the time. Literally
I
every
just randomly wrote this series of 7 very large novels about this kid named Jerry Cotter.
Sure. All right. Second question from Zach. So we've got Zachary and Zach. You guys are funny gamers. I was wondering if you could come up with a project together in which you make a new character or plot and write a good old-fashioned novel with questing, theory, magic versus gods or dirty jokes. Basically, he's asking if we would co-write a novel.
Probably not. That's very hard to do in terms of time and getting everything to connect, and we're all fairly busy with our own schedules, so that would be really difficult. It's hard to do with 2 people. With 6, it would be... I mean, we'd literally have to have a year where we had nothing to do.
I'll add a little bit extra to this. That was literally how I broke in. Mongoliad was co-written between 7 different people.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there were 7 of us.
That many?
Yeah, there were 7 of us, and like we had regular like weekly meetings where we all sat down together in a room and ate donuts and had it was almost like a TV writers' room meeting, and the fact that we all got along that well to co-write a story without getting in each other's faces is, as I understand it, rarer than diamonds. Or I should say rarer than platinum, since diamonds aren't actually that rare.
Well, no one told me there'd be donuts involved. That changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's feeding us, then I'm way more interested. I've never been interested in co-writing stuff. It's not really how I work. So
I did it so much that I'm just like, no. I'm done with that.
You do have this. Are we allowed to allude to the secret project? Mysteriously?
We are working on a collaborative project, but we've been working on it for months because even this small amount of schedule collaboration that is required is very hard for us to work out.
The rest of them are all lazy fucks, in other words.
Well, yes, there are some of us who are... Okay,
leave me alone. Plus, you've all listened to us game. How fucking coordinated do you think we are?
So our friend Joseph here says, what made you decide that you were going to sit down and write your first book? How long did it take you, and were you expecting the receptions you've received up to this point when you released your first book? Also, have any of you ever written under a pseudonym? That's 5 questions.
Yeah, you caught me. I am Shakespeare.
I thought you were Superman.
No. I'm the time-traveling inspiration. I actually did a blog last year jokingly that I was Shakespeare.
I mean, I have my smut books out under my pseudonym.
Secret smut books.
Yeah.
That pseudonym is Silas Torak, by the way.
Very clever, very subtle.
I would honestly, I think it would be hilarious to read smut written by Silas. Terrifying, horrifying.
I don't think any of us would ever have sex again if we read smut written by Silas. Our dicks would just leave. It would be done.
The way Joe keeps having kids, it could be safer.
Yeah. I've never used a pseudonym. I thought about it for Forging Hephaestus, not because I'm not proud of it or anything, but because I was really worried that another superhero series under my name, people would keep wondering if it was part of the Superpowers world. It's not, and I've done everything I can to try and put that in the blurb and the cover and everything, but I thought about that just for a pragmatic convenience aspect at one point.
I have a couple of smut books out under a pseudonym, and it's not that I'm ashamed that I've written smut, it's just that it's really fucking poorly written smut, and I'm ashamed to have published anything that was that badly written. So yeah, that's under a pseudonym. And I wrote my first book because I got fired from another writing gig, so I wanted to show my editor that I was fucking brilliant. I'm pretty sure she hasn't heard of me or read any of my shit, so she still doesn't know I'm brilliant. So
one of mine has pretty good reviews, but the one I like the most is basically one that says I enjoy romances, and all the characters in this book are just horrible, unlikable people. So it's essentially I should have just called the book Hate Fuck, you know?
Wow.
I bet there's a market for that too.
There is.
There's a fucking market for everything.
How we started.
I have a pseudonym picked out for the eventual smut I may write, but I have not yet written it or used it.
I do actually have a smut pseudonym. I have that too.
If you have a porn name, Drew, come on. But that's from college.
That's different.
Those are my videos that I used to pay rent. That's a whole different story. Okay, so first book writing actually was, I was in a very boring office job, and I had a lot of downtime, and I was reading a lot of web serials. And I was really enjoying the format, and I was like, you know what? I think I could try this. And so I wrote a comedy called No More Ramen. It was not bad, I guess. I mean, it was my first book. It was as good as a first book can be.
If you're not Pat Rothfuss.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I liked it, and it was fun. Like, looking back, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of shit I would do differently, but, I mean, I liked it. The reception was good enough that I decided to keep the serial going, and that's when I started on Superpowers. And that, I've already talked about how that entered the ebook market, so it was just sort of I had time to kill, and I really wanted to see if I could do a serial.
I forgot there were other parts to this question. Yeah, I had some downtime on my job teaching English in Korea, and I was using that time to play World of Warcraft for a while, and then I got married, and I had to choose between staying married and continuing to play World of Warcraft. And so I chose to stay married, cancel my subscription, but I still had a lot of, like, office hours with nothing to do. So I decided to make productive use of my time, and to be honest, I just didn't want to teach anymore. And yeah, I started writing, and I spent 3 years writing a novel that I never published because it was crap. But when I finished that, I got the idea for Critical Failures, and I thought I could do something with that. And,
yeah, the downtime at an office job thing seems to be kind of critical. That was how it worked out for me too. Basically, I was doing a corporate job and software development stuff, and I had some downtime, and I'd always wanted to write a novel, so I had this idea, and it took me about 3 years too. But I did actually publish that one. That was my first real novel, Mercury Falls.
If any of our old employers are listening, sorry.
No. Fuck those guys. I don't care.
I'm the only one who didn't write a novel when he was being paid for it. So I basically finished university, couldn't get a job, girlfriend left me, had to move back to my hometown. Thought, fuck it, I'm gonna write a light-hearted comedy. So just to bring it down.
I had
the story.
I had just gotten married, and I was working at I had been kind of like on and off, doing the thing where you start 1,000 projects and never finish them. And I was working at a Michael's frame shop, and basically my wife got her job, and we realized that we were on completely opposite schedules. So, we'd just gotten married and we were basically never seeing each other. And she'd moved all the way across the country, to be with me. So basically, I decided, we were like, okay, well, basically what I'm making off of this frame shop job is enough money to make me gas to get to and from the frame shop job. So I quit. That's why I basically quit my job, and just started writing books, and it just sort of, I found myself finishing them and going, well, fuck, I need something else to do.
I mean, me, I was out of work at the time. I had actually left a job I just hated. I wanted to take a little bit of time off, and doing a book was really just a bucket list item for me. I just wanted to I just wanted to say, hey, look, I wrote a book. I had no idea if it was going to be good or if it was going to be shit or not. I probably still don't have any idea if it's good or shit or not, but my first try was really just putting together as like a little anthology of short stories I'd written while in college. And then I had the idea for Bill the Vampire based on my real life D&D group. So.
All right, Joe, what's the next question, I think?
All right, let's see here. Here's a fun one. What's the dumbest name you've ever given a character? For example, this guy once named a character Nasdaq. That's what he said.
Buttons McHammer. It was a dragonborn
Right,
raised by
Gorgonzola
halflings.
McTinkerton.
No, it was a dragonborn raised by halflings of the McHammer clan. And they didn't know what to name a dragonborn, so they named him after his favorite snack as a baby, which was Buttons. I actually liked Buttons McHammer. He was a lot of fun.
Fendingo the Fantastical's pretty high up there.
When I was in high school, one of the guys I played with, he put together kind of a D&D name generator, which was essentially just a random number generator, matched to letters. So we would wind up with these bizarre character names that were like all consonants.
Is this one of the games where everybody else turned on you by any chance?
My character is Bosnian.
I had a character. I think I mentioned this in a previous interlude. There was a dwarven summoner named Pickles.
I do not remember that.
Good.
Oh yeah,
Being mentioned already.
Pickles the dwarf.
I DM'd the guy playing a character Lamont the Magnificent. And that was just cringeworthy.
Yeah.
There was a guy in one of my short-lived play-by-post games who was this wizard who decided to name himself Ool and like OOL, and everything about the character was as icky as that name sounds. Complete with calling himself Wonderful Wizard of Ool.
I've only got Brandon Firemaster. I used to enjoy making up stupid names for like Final Fantasy games. I used to make every name of every character a synonym of penis. But then my kids learned to read, so I had to stop doing it.
For those of you who, because this is from Zach Brooks, a lot of Zachs tonight. For those of you who played in other editions, if you had to choose between nothing but 4th edition or have Silas GM every game you have played, what would you pick? and you wanted to specify he means Silas, not Rick.
Thank you.
I think Rick needed that.
Yeah.
I
gotta take 4th edition.
The truth of the matter is, 4th edition was kind of a dopey thing, but I had at least one good campaign with it. It all depends on like who's DMing and who's running things. You could have a perfectly awesome game playing 4th edition. Probably not a perfectly awesome game with Silas managing it.
It was a step down, but it wasn't totally useless as a system.
Yeah, I think my impression has always kind of been that any system you can get your bang for your buck out of it as long as the players and GM are inventive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played 4th edition, but I can imagine if Authors and Dragons were on 4th edition, I can't think it would be that much different than it is now. You mean
a complete utter shit show? Yeah.
Right, but
about
fun.
That. Right.
I think relatively little of this game comes down to game mechanics.
Game mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, we're just hanging out with our friends doing stupid shit and recording it.
Yeah. And it's possible to have fun in 4th edition. It's never like my preferred system because it was just it lacked a lot of complexity to do some of the fun, stupid shit. But it was, I don't know. I would definitely get more fun out of that than I think a Silas game.
Imagine a Silas game. So, do you search the dungeons, or do you accept Torag as your Lord and Savior? That would just be every
day.
Here comes the torture.
Drew, you should have been the advertising campaign leader. It's possible to have fun.
Honestly, that would have been the nicest thing a hardcore gamer said about 4th edition. Like, 4th edition. There's some good parts.
It's possible to have fun.
If Wizards had launched like an honest campaign to try and win people back, like, is 4th edition good? But is it playable? Mostly.
That was perfect timing with the bottle opening as well. Yeah, I suppose it's possible to have fun.
I think we call it.
I think that's a good place to end it for the night. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for putting your questions in. Remember, we live blog every time we play, which is usually on Thursdays at facebook.com/authorsanddragons. So come on there and watch the silliness and submit questions to us. But until next game, we will, I guess, see you. Bye.
See ya.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to the original creators, which is us, the people who are playing it. The opening music, Take a Chance, and closing theme, Master of the Feast, are both credited to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and also used under a Creative Commons license.